I always loved music. You listen to a song and for me, I can remember what that song reminds me of. Like, oh, that reminds me of that 7th grade dance or whatever it was. That's what's amazing, those memories that it brings up.
When I was around 10 or 11, I went to my very first concert. I was so impressed with the whole event, the whole venue, the whole festival that I wanted to buy a t-shirt. So the only t-shirts they had left were the extra large shirts, and I was 11. But I still bought it and I wore it every single day to school, and I had to tie it up in a thing and like tuck it in. But I was so proud of that shirt.
Meeting John and Nate and founding Sweetgreen, music has become such a big part of my life. People really connect with music. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to incorporate it so much into the business.
There's something unique about a festival. It's different than a concert. It's a community of music. Sweetgreen definitely has this community of music.
I got my first guitar. I wanted a guitar 5th grade, and I took lessons. I was never good, but I joined a band. We recorded a couple songs. Our hit was Wild Thing.
A lot of my friends, especially in high school, were into both rock, indie rock, and a lot of hip hop. And so I kind of grew up with a lot of people who made hip hop beats, and kind of got started in that through like use of computers and kind of geeked out on the technology. Growing up in that type of environment really helped me appreciate music from kind of like the lowest level.
John and I were actually neighbors freshman year in our dorm room, so he's one of the first people I met. We were a bit different, but we kind of bonded over our love of food.
So like every month or every other month we'd go like explore a restaurant together. So we had like, you know, like food buddies. Nate I met in Accounting 101, and we're both kind of stuck out like sore thumbs.
He was from LA, but I had no idea who he was.
Immediately took to each other just with like the LA vibes. We definitely jived over music.
I met Nick kind of senior year. He was friends with John.
Nate was a little more quiet, reserved, and then when you get to know him, you're like, wow, holy shit. He's like, you know, sorry, am I not allowed to curse?
No, definitely curse.
Okay.
Festivals are our favorite thing to do. Seen so many shows together. We've gone to Coachella together a few times. We went to ACL together. We've gone to South by Southwest together. You know, find a festival somewhere in the world and try to get there somehow.
So John and I were actually on our way to Virgin Festival.
September of '06, and we were going to pick up tickets, and I'm like, yo, what do you think about creating like a healthy place to eat? You know, there's nothing really healthy, like healthy, quick, affordable.
And we wanted a place that really fit people's lifestyles and fit this kind of healthier life people were trying to live.
That was the inception of Sweetgreen.
Ready to walk a path that is new, and it can't turn back. It can't turn back. It can't turn back.
I first met the guys when I was looking for a job. I saw a posting for an ice cream truck, this new venture that Sweetgreen was starting, and so I applied just on a whim.
He gave up a banking job to come work for Sweetgreen and run our ice cream truck.
He was our 4th employee after the 3 of us.
And I've been with the company since.
I mean, the early days, you know, our corporate headquarters was our senior dorm room. You know, one of the first things we did was we made t-shirts. We made these Sweetgreen t-shirts. And we'd wear them everywhere. We'd wear them to class. All our friends would wear them. So it's funny, we always like to say, you know, the t-shirts existed before the business.
You guys are kind of like a band.
It did feel kind of like a band.
We knew from the beginning that the biggest thing we could offer was a very intense emotional connection with customers. And that's where music came in.
You can really look at Sweetgreen and wonder what came first, like the idea of the food or the idea of the music.
It's really about, you know, all the senses. And so music in the beginning down to, you know, just started with an iPod.
We always had an iPod playing. We realized that people really appreciated that.
Every grand opening, it was like, how can we incorporate music to make it an event? Our first grand opening had a DJ, and next door was empty. It was like an empty raw space. So we took it over and made it into like a dance party. So I think people were kind of took to that, like, what is this salad company doing?
People really connected to music when they were standing in line for a salad, and they're like, you kind kind of like tapping their foot or like beating their hand against their leg.
And then from there, we just got more ambitious, tried to bring in live acts.
Music was always part of Sweetgreen, but I don't think we ever realized how big it could be.
I've never been to like an outdoor type show.
Have you never been to Merriweather before?
Nah, and it's raining. Yeah, I'm feeling the energy from the people. I like that.
Sweetlife! I want to say a few things. It's raining, so that's why we're wearing these hats. But we're totally ready to jam for like hours at end, so woo!
All right, Merriweather. I know it's early, but let's get this thing going. Let's boogie.
Stage, the people, it was good vibes.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a real energy, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, there was.
Wow.
I mean, how many times did they play Merriweather? Yeah, you know what I mean? You just gotta go for it.
US Royalty, for me, they're part of the Sweetgreen family. They just, they're like the rockers that are always coming in and out of our office.
We've kind of like grown up together. We were just starting our company and our ideas of the Sweetlife.
They've played it, I think, every one of our store openings.
Those guys have been kind of riding some momentum recently, and I think their performance at Sweetlife like really projected them to the next level.
A moment in time, don't be scared of what you find in the night.
Bring together a bunch of people in events like this who all are about the organic food and the organic ingredient.
I read about the off-putting of the carbon footprint, which I think is pretty cool, and I really like Sweetgreen in DC.
Like that they bring people together, they bring bands from all over the nation to come support a movement like that, and that means a lot to me.
The transition from the first to the second store was pretty big for Sweetgreen.
We opened our doors, we didn't have that many customers in. So we were kind of just suffering, we were kind of holding our breath.
Traffic wasn't as high as we wanted in the beginning, so we said, let's do something to attract people in the store.
What was the way to get them in? And they ultimately decided that music was the way to drive traffic.
It gave a good excuse for us to hang out in the stores. It led us to meet more people in the community, and then 3 months later, do our first block party.
And that was kind of that next step. It was really the birth of the Sweetlife Festival. That was really the first kind of big gathering around music that we had at Sweetgreen.
We didn't have the dreams that we had of Sweetlife Festival 2 at that time. We thought, let's increase our parking lot block party.
It was kind of like baby steps. We had the DJ stand, then we had this mini block party, and then finally we said, let's really do this. Let's take this whole idea of music and a festival and connecting it with our brand. Let's do it on a bigger scale. This notion of mixing a concert with like this healthy lifestyle really started to take shape. So we had the first annual Sweetlife Festival last year.
So Sweetlife Festival 1, we booked Hot Chip. We didn't really understand how booking would work. So what we did was we checked all these, touring schedules, and we saw, who's gonna be in town, and then from there it was just rounding out the rest of the lineup with people we knew. We like to call it a festival. It was kind of like Block Party V2, but we had almost 1,000 people come out. It was free.
We wanted to showcase local bands and showcase our local food.
My name is Ray Rivera. I'm the 2010 World Sign Spinning Champion, and I've been doing this for the last 3.5 years. This is my first time here, so I'm just going to stay open-minded about the whole event and see what happens. So, welcome to Sweetlife. Yeah.
Screen falling off the door hanging off the hinges. My feet are still sore, my back's on the fringes. We tore up the walls, we slept on couches. We lifted this house, we lifted this house. Firecrackers in the east, my car parked south. Your hands on my cheeks, your shoulder in my mouth. I was up against the wall on the west as a wind. We rattled this town, we rattled this scene.
When we started planning Sweetlife Festival 2, we said it needs to be bigger.
We definitely were committed to doing it again this year, but I don't think nobody ever realized how big it could be.
We'd said we want to create the Coachella of the East Coast.
We wanted to find that perfect place that was accessible to the DC community, but that also had some history behind it.
We knew it couldn't be in the parking lot. When we had the opportunity to do it at Merriweather, we could not turn that opportunity down.
I think a lot of people were skeptical that music might not be very relevant for Sweetgreen.
We wanted it to be more than just a concert, and we wanted it to really mirror the message of Sweetgreen.
We love music, we're excited about music, we go to a lot of concerts, but it was important that this also tied back to the idea of community and sustainable food, sustainable living.
Thank God we had our coordinator, Laura.
We had this lady, her name is Laura Rankin, who saved our life. And just made everything go smoothly with a smile on her face.
Laura's the best. Laura, come here.
Laura, come over here.
Come on. 1 second.
Do a shot of Laura.
Hi.
I never saw her stressed out one bit. Even week up, she was so calm and relaxed. Everything will fall into place. Everything will be perfect.
We've had a staff of over probably 320 people, 320 exhibitors, staff, operations, crew. It's been insane, but we're making it. It's awesome, so very excited to be a part of it. We've been working on it for a year, so.
I remember we were in the Capitol Hill store, the grand opening of the Capitol Hill store. And we were just like, yeah, we want to triple our attendance, go to 5,000 people. If we could get 5,000 people, at the Sweetlife Festival 2, it would be awesome. And so I was like, 5,000 people, no problem.
What's the best thing about the festival you've seen so far?
The people.
Theophilus London. We booked him in the 11th hour.
We wanted Theophilus because Theophilus was he had a great momentum, a great buzz.
Make the kids cry when the album drops.
Yeah, hopefully some girls cry.
And we actually saw him at South by Southwest, and he was totally down for it, totally excited. And I think he came on with great energy.
I think that was, one of the best additions.
Sweetlife is wine and chocolates on a couch Sunday.
I wrote this fucking song in my bedroom in Brooklyn, New York. So I need you to clap like this for me. Racing down this lonely road of silence. I can hear the road you bruise turning ultraviolet. Shaking away. Say that, they make you wait, and they come today, despite the rain, despite my aim, as a little kid didn't like my name, the smoke cleared and the streets got rain, I ain't doing this for a check of fame, it's right here, never leave my pain, Bible is at here to say, far from fame and the ones that came.
The Sweetlife Festival will be unique in offering you organic and all-natural food, snack, beverage, and dessert. Vegetarians and vegans. Feels sexy too.
Being sustainable and having a minimal carbon footprint was always in the forefront.
And so the partners that we brought in, we wanted to have that same, conscience and mission that we did.
We as a company try to educate consumers on how to reduce their energy usage. So, great opportunity for us to spread the message among a large group of people.
Use energy in your house? Yeah. For what? Light, toys, and cooking.
Turns over, gazing into the night. Your sensations, information.
It just seemed that everybody we talked to was going to this concert. We talked to our friends, our family, our colleagues, candidates that were coming in the door, even people that weren't from the area, and they were talking about the concert. We were looking for a venue or an event to get our message out. This seemed like the obvious choice.
Sky turned blue, that's the first time my eyes on you. Now it's us in this house uptown. I'm gonna keep my eyes on you.
I mean, that's what was fun about it. Coming up with ideas, like just sitting in this room. What was the favorite thing you've seen, your favorite thing you've seen at a festival? Or what's this crazy idea you have, and let's do it.
Yeah, we just had an awesome strategy session here, getting ready for the Sweetlife Festival, talking about social experiential activations. It's gonna be crazy.
We're gonna have some all-nighters all weekend.
Yeah.
How you guys feel?
Feeling good. Pretty excited.
All right.
You don't have the sponsors that are on board with your festival, and in their case, the Sweetlife brand, you're not going to have an event.
We had sponsors that really cared. That makes a difference in terms of the environment, in terms of the activation they did. O-Power was everywhere. People understood that, about clean energy and efficient use of energy. And Applegate was in the concessions. They had a tent in the back. They brought their bus.
It wasn't, a party for no reason. It was a party with a purpose.
We look up to some of these companies like O-Power and Applegate as mentors, and for them to come help us sponsor a festival, it's incredible.
We've got a photo booth going on with corn samples, and of course everything we try and tie it into the whole theme of Sweetlife, which is sustainability. So we're giving out recycled wristbands, and we have a contest where you can win a year's supply of Honest Tea. Forget for having the best picture on the photo booth.
We're from Sene Field. We make organic yogurt, and we're super excited to be here at Sweetlife. Organic is so important to our health and the planet and all of us, and so it's really fun to be here with Applegate and Honest Tea and so many like-minded partners.
Perfect fit. Can't wait to get it started. Non-wasteful, I think, is kind of the only way you can be, when you travel so much and you're burning up the atmosphere with your jet fuel.
Why would I make that face? Or why would I test my faith? Oh, why would I? Oh, I see that brain cry coming right for me.
When we were planning this festival, we were definitely sitting in this room at 12 at night, and what are we doing? What are we doing? We only have a website, or we don't even have a website.
It's almost midnight. Sweetlife Festival, 2 months away. Burning the midnight oil. It was a huge risk. When this idea of a festival or concert grows to the level we were trying to do it at, there's a lot of money on the line. You're hiring talent, you're booking venues. It's a lot of money that you're kind of risking, all with this notion that it's going to be successful, that people will come. And not just come, but have fun.
Not having the foundation for something, of this magnitude, approaching a big corporation and saying, oh yeah, we're throwing this festival, and by the way, we've never really done anything like it before.
Nate, what are you doing? Oh, so you're a designer now. Okay.
Drinking the bull.
What are you working on?
I was gonna look for a band sponsorship.
YouTube.
We were stretched pretty thin. We have a very, it's a small team of us here.
But there was also people who are like, where's your focus? How is this gonna help Sweetgreen? How is this gonna bring more people in the stores?
It was insane, dealing with sponsors and the activation.
There was definitely a lot of stressful conversations.
Focus vegetarian and vegan menu. Or menu offers. I'm so boring. Why? Dude, Forget how it sounds. Let's put like the facts down and then someone else can like type it up. Same facts. We don't have to send over final copy right now.
There was a lot of debate whether we kind of, where our money should be spent, and I think it was a little bit of a push and pull between the three of us on like how to book talent, and it was a scary time. It was a scary time in terms of financials to like make this work.
One thing that I think we had working for us, kind of to our advantage, and it was the same thing that we had working for us when we built the first Sweetgreen, is we knew nothing. It was, here's a festival, have your ideas and throw them at it. And it wasn't these, this is how things are done. It's just like, do the best you can.
Hello. We're here, minutes away from the launch of SweetlifeFestival.com. Listening to Beach House, who we saw beautifully perform last night. Let's get weird. We had some really good fortunes also. Let me show you these fortunes we had. This one is beautiful. It says, "Success is on its way to you." Amen. I really like this one as well. Acting on a good idea is better than just having a good idea.
My favorite thing in the world is to create things. Whether it's an experience or building a place, going from nothing to something, the idea of creation is the greatest feeling.
From now on, where my love for you lives. From now on, I am just passing through. From now on, just my feeling is true. From now on, call me royal.
Everybody has like a different take on what is the sweet life, and I love that.
To me, it's just enjoying the people you're around, enjoying what you love, doing what you love.
It's more so like to promote organic foods and healthy eating and stuff, and I'm all with that because I like to stay in shape.
Come and live the sweet life with me.
Sweet and delicious and homegrown.
Just whatever makes you happy, as long as it's not making anybody else unhappy. I'm good, living the sweet life.
The day of that festival it went by way too fast. It was just absolutely so much fun to be with all of the people, that I loved, plus 15,000 other people.
I think despite the rain, I was amazed to see how many people were still there and having an amazing time. People didn't leave early. They stayed right till the end. Merriweather was packed.
Walking through the crowd by myself was one of the best times I had at the festival because I got to kind of eavesdrop on what people were saying, and it was all great feedback. And it was all like kind of a happy, good feeling and great energy.
Where the sun warms your face and the sound of the waves takes you away. And the ghosts on the boardwalk keep you company. Where the city meets the sea. Where the city meets the sea.
Excited to be performing at Sweetlife.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun tonight. I do some festivals. I don't get a chance too often to play at like a venue like this. It's such a kind of classic style spot.
Being on stage for Girl Talk was one of the highlights of my life. It was just such a high energy moment. Being there with a lot of my coworkers, part of this kind of the Sweetgreen team, is one of these moments where you just got to let loose, and the 4 months of planning all kind of were worth it.
The way he can control a crowd of 15,000 people to dance up and down is incredible. It's insane.
I was always trying to ramp up this live show. Just it's an exciting project just to see how we can keep it going. Because it is an experiment, just to how much we can do, how big we can make it go.
Can we do this right now?
Girl Talk closed out his set with a sample of Imagine.
It's one of those kind of surreal moments where it seemed like almost like an out-of-body experience.
And everyone kind of like puts their arm around each other, and it's just, it all came together.
to celebrate, you know, the Sweet Life lifestyle was just really great.
I think it was the perfect transition to the Strokes. Like Girl Talk got everyone just so pumped up, and then the Strokes came on and killed it.
The moment for me, the defining moment for me at Sweetlife Festival was when Julian Casablancas came on stage and started singing it.
I was with John and Nate, and we were up in the balcony watching the Strokes play, and you know, just remember John put his arm around me and Nate, and we just looked at each other and we're like, we did it. You know, we actually did it. We pulled it off.
This is amazing. Like, couldn't imagine doing this, you know, with anyone else. And then coming down and being with, you know, seeing my parents, and my grandma, and all my friends just like rocking out to one of our favorite bands was just a really special feeling.
I remember the days when we were working in the restaurant, and it was Nick and I and John, and we were just there opening the store, and to look back 3.5 years to what we started, I think it's crazy. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just crazy.
The initial idea was to have a blue out, to have everybody in the crowd just have this wave of blue going across 20,000 people, to try to create this aura that we're all in this together as part of this city, this nation's capital. The problem is we didn't anticipate the turnout. We didn't buy enough glow sticks.
We're really thankful for, you know, everyone that had helped us, and that, you know, we were put in a lot of hard work, but we were also very lucky.
It's inspiring to see they have this idea that just kind of grew from this tiny session that they're doing like in front of their stores to something that hopefully will have like national credibility.
It's crazy, my parents from then until now just never understood like my love of music, and especially live music. Like even up to this year, my dad is like, still, you're going to Coachella? Or he goes like Coachella? He goes, Jonathan, like, aren't you too old for Coachella? Like, come on, like, when are you gonna stop doing this? And what was amazing is that when they finally came to, you know, they came to Sweetlife, they called me after, and they're like, okay, I get it now. Because they felt that energy that live music brings. And I don't think they're gonna be bugging me so much about it anymore. We're excited to plan Sweetlife #3. I'm already looking for, like, the second it ended, we're like, what are we gonna do now?
The next Sweetlife Festival will be bigger and better. We love the venue. I think we want to have it the same place.
We learned a lot of things this year that we'll definitely use, and we're always striving to be that Coachella.
By doing things like Sweetlife Festival, by having Sweetlife sessions, by having a good aesthetic and good food, you create more of a destination. And I think people appreciate that. And I think there's this paradigm shifting from super fast convenient to more destination, curating experiences, creating that emotional connection.
I live and breathe Sweetgreen, so I think we're opening our 10th store that, you know, we're hot shit, we're big, but really we're not. We're still pretty small. And for a company our size to throw a festival this large, I think it's pretty remarkable.
We're definitely coming back next year. For sure.
I mean, we always have really big aspirations, big ideas, but I think the one thing that we've always known but was really evident this year was you're only as good as, you know, the combination of your ideas, your partners, and, you know, the people around you. So having great people at Sweetgreen, having great partners at the festival, not just the sponsors, but you know, the production team, it really, all of their hard work is really what made it worth it. And whatever big, crazy idea we want to come up with, it's really all about the execution. And we have to have a great team around us to do that.
It's opened up what we think is possible. And now it's trying to figure out what we can do next, how we can, you know, continue our momentum.
Check out